Trauma in adults, irrational outbursts, burnout, high cortisol and disease, may be unmet trauma. You are not alone. Have you ever reacted strongly to something, and later wondered why your reaction felt so intense? Maybe someone cancelled plans and you suddenly felt rejected. Maybe a small disagreement made your chest tighten. Maybe you felt the urge to withdraw, shut down, or defend yourself, even though part of you knew the situation was not actually dangerous. If this has ever happened to you, there is a possibility that what you're experiencing is unmet trauma. In this video, we're going to talk about what unmet trauma is, how it shows up in adulthood, why the body reacts before the mind understands what's happening, and most importantly, a few simple ways you can begin calming your nervous system today. First, let's talk about what unmet trauma actually means. Trauma is not just about the events that happen to us. Trauma is about what our nervous system had to endure without enough support, safety, or repair. For many people, trauma begins in childhood. A child depends entirely on their caregivers to feel safe in the world. They rely on adults to help them understand emotions, soothe distress, and make sense of confusing experiences. But when a child grows up in environments where fear, neglect, instability, or emotional disconnection are present, the child's nervous system has to adapt in order to survive. The brain learns patterns like stay alert, do not upset anyone, hide your feelings, be perfect, do not trust people. These patterns are not conscious decisions. They are survival strategies. The problem is that the brain and nervous system do not automatically update those strategies when we become adults. So even when our lives are stable, our bodies may still react as if the past is happening again. This is why many adults experience reactions that feel confusing. You may find yourself becoming anxious very quickly. You may feel a strong need to control situations. Or you may shut down emotionally and feel numb. Some people respond by becoming extremely busy and productive. Others withdraw, isolate, or struggle to make decisions. These reactions are actually connected to our nervous system's survival responses. The first is fight. This can show up as irritability, anger, defensiveness, or feeling easily triggered during conflict. The second is flight. This often appears as anxiety, overworking, perfectionism, or constantly staying busy to avoid uncomfortable emotions. The third is freeze. This is when someone feels stuck, numb, disconnected, or unable to take action. And the fourth response is called fawn. This happens when someone automatically tries to keep the peace by people-pleasing, avoiding conflict, or putting everyone else's needs ahead of their own. These responses were developed for a reason. At one point in life, they helped you survive. But when trauma goes unmet or unprocessed, the nervous system continues to use these same patterns, long after the danger has passed. Many adults living with unresolved trauma describe feeling like they are constantly waiting for something to go wrong. Even during calm moments, the body may still feel tense or alert. This happens because trauma is not stored only in our memories, it is also stored in our nervous system responses. The brain's alarm center, known as the amygdala, becomes highly sensitive to perceived threats. At the same time, the parts of the brain responsible for reasoning and emotional regulation can become harder to access during stress. So the body reacts first, and the mind tries to catch up later. But here is something incredibly important to understand. These reactions are not character flaws. They are learned survival responses. And the good news is that the brain and nervous system are capable of healing. This process is called neuroplasticity, which simply means the brain can form new patterns over time. One of the most powerful ways to begin that process is by learning how to gently calm and regulate the nervous system. So let's talk about a few simple practices you can try right now. The first technique is slow breathing. Trauma often keeps the body in a fast, shallow breathing pattern. You can begin shifting your nervous system by slowing your breath. Try inhaling through your nose for 4 seconds, then exhaling slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Longer exhales send a signal to the brain that it is safe to relax. Even doing this for 1 minute can begin calming your nervous system. The second technique is orienting to your environment. When trauma responses are activated, the brain may feel as if it is back in the past. To help the nervous system return to the present moment, slowly look around the room. Notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can feel inside your body. This helps remind your brain that you are here, in the present moment, and safe. The third technique is physical grounding. Trauma energy often becomes trapped in the body, gentle movement can help release some of that stored tension. You might try stretching your arms, rolling your shoulders, or slowly pressing your feet into the floor. Some people find that walking, yoga, dancing, or other forms of movement help the body reset and feel safe again. The fourth practice is self-compassion. When trauma responses appear, many people immediately judge themselves. They might think, "Why am I like this?" or "Why can't I just be normal?" But the truth is that your nervous system learned these patterns to protect you. Instead of criticizing yourself, you might try saying something like, "My body is trying to protect me right now. This feeling will pass. I am safe in this moment." Speaking to yourself with kindness can slowly retrain the nervous system to feel supported instead of threatened. Healing from trauma is not about forcing yourself to be different overnight. It is about creating small moments of safety again and again. Over time, those small moments begin to reshape how the nervous system responds to the world. If you recognize yourself in any of the patterns we talked about today, you are not alone, and nothing about these responses means that you are broken. They simply mean your mind and body adapted to experiences that were too overwhelming to process at the time. With understanding, patience, and supportive practices, the nervous system can learn a new message. That message is this: the past is over, and it is possible to feel safe again. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing and sharing it with someone who may also be trying to understand their trauma. And remember, healing does not happen all at once. Healing isn't linear. We can take steps at a time. We do not have to conquer the whole staircase at once. It happens one calm breath, one safe moment, and one compassionate step at a time. If you wish to learn more about the nervous system, overcoming survival mode, and learn regulation, join us on the school platform, UME and CPTSD. The link is in the bio area of this YouTube page. I hope to see you there.